You mentioned earlier about cows getting stressed out. Does that happen very often, and does that lead to lower amounts of milk? I know that that's a thing with hens, with chicken hens. They'll there was a kind of the hypothesis was that if you put all of the best hens together, then you'll just have all of these hens laying tons of eggs all the time, because there seemed to be a very small proportion of hens in the cages that were laying the vast majority of the eggs. And so the they tried to do an ecological experiment where they took all of the hens that were laying the most eggs and put them all together, and they found that the exact same uh, would that be? It was the same pattern. So there was always a hen that was laying a ton of eggs, disproportionate to the rest of them, and they found out that that was because they were picking on each other.
Oh
So they
yeah,
would, so the top hen would stress out all of the other hens, and then the other hens wouldn't they wouldn't lay as many eggs. So there was
yeah.
always a top hen that was laying the majority of the eggs. So does that happen with cows, or how do cows get stressed out, and how does that impact their milk output?
Well, yeah, there's actually like a pecking order also in a herd or a
Hmm.
dairy herd. So there's going to be the mean old big cow that can just shove her way, you know, push the lower down cows
Yeah,
and get at the food, or get at the water, or just be a bully. Sometimes they can be bullies.
yeah.
And they they kind of get the what they want, right? So then that one that's getting bullied, or the lowest one, is just getting bullied by all the cows.
Hmm.
So that's why you try arrange your barns and have different herds to accommodate for that. So like a 2-year-old cow is usually a smaller cow than a 5-year-old cow, and the 5-year-old cow would easily beat up a 2-year-old. So then you have a 2-year-old group, and then you have the other ones in the other group.
Mm.
So that's one way to limit the bullying and whatnot. Another way that you can stress out a cow is just external noise. So even just driving a tractor through the barn, or something that disrupts their daily routine of just eating food, laying down, drinking water. Like, so if we're working on the roof of the barn and we're hammering away, that that noise just freaks them out. And like, I don't quite understand the biology of it, but I think they release like the stress hormone, which takes away from their milk production,
Hmm.
which, yeah, basically results in less milk.
That
Yeah.
makes tons of sense.
Yeah, exactly. So if you kind of disrupt their day, and we're not don't let them do their thing, then it could affect, yeah, milk production and increase stress.
So they
So
do. I'm sure they do a lot better on a schedule then. You just have them on a day in day out schedule.
yeah, so we milk them at 2:30 in the morning, 2:30 in the afternoon.
Hmm.
So they kind of get used to that. um you know Us humans, we aren't always perfect, but we try to get as close to that as possible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Have you been able to see any patterns just by observing? I think that would just be the coolest thing in the world, to just watch any type of animal, but especially when you have them in a controlled environment like that, just see what they do, see how they react to things. Kind of, I feel like I would develop a really cute relationship with one that gets bullied, and I would slowly train it to stand up for itself. There would be a
Yeah.
huge training montage and everything.
Yeah, no, I that's the problem, is quite often, like, you just let them do their thing. Like, I don't know if you could really train a cow to be more aggressive towards the other cows. But like,
You're killing my dreams.
yeah, there's lots, like, I've been reading a lot of studies where they do have like cameras set up in their barns. So like, even just having a person in the barn, like, kind of disrupts them, and they're looking at you, and
Hmm.
quite often they think you're going to feed them grain or something, or a treat, so they'll come towards you, right? So the best way would be actually having video cameras, like, looking at and monitoring your cows. But yeah, I save that for the dairy research barns to do all that kind of stuff, to optimize our stuff.
Yeah, it's so interesting how much behavior humans miss out on just by being around. There's a bat in the Amazon that if it's being watched by a human, it won't build its nest. It has this very intricate method of setting up its nest with different types of leaves,
Yeah.
and people had no idea how it was done until someone set up a camera, and that was the only that's the only way we've ever seen it.